I personally have been a fan of Bizarre Foods for a while. Tell me how you got into that.
Oh gosh, I asked. I had an idea about telling stories about food and culture, and food with a story is good. Food with a story that people haven't heard before is best of all, and those stories are usually found at the fringes, and I think those are the really interesting kind of things. And Bizarre Foods was born, and 10 plus years later and 270 episodes, it's kind of absurd, and spawned a whole franchise of sub shows that I do all around it, and I'm shocked.
So you were telling me earlier that your original pilot was bringing food and sports together. Tell me about that.
Travel Channel liked me as a talent, and so they commissioned 2 pilots, and one was called World's Best Ballpark Foods, and and also Bizarre Foods. We shot both of them. They aired both of them, and Bizarre Foods by 0.2 of a rating point was better. So some actuarialist at the network at Discovery on Travel Channel at the time said, "Okay, Bizarre Foods," and I was kind of crushed. I mean, Bizarre Foods was my idea. It's my content. I live my brand. I mean, that's really me. But there was a part of me that wanted to travel around the world, going to sports stadiums, eating food. And so, seconds and inches, it was kind of fun.
All right, so be honest.
Yeah.
When you were traveling through the jungles, going to all these crazy places,
Yep.
Did you really want to try all that food?
Yes. Seriously, here's why. All my life as a culinarian, it's about collecting experiences, and it's about collecting flavors and cooking techniques. And after a while, how much stuff can you learn from other guys standing in the same kitchen in the same city? All chefs get out and travel and absorb ideas, and they read. I spend 250 days a year going all over the world, learning tricks, techniques, tasting ingredients that, some folks I'm the first person in the world to ever taste them. No one had ever tasted 3,000-year-old butter before until I did in Ireland. And those are the kind of experiences that I pinch myself that I get to do that, to live with some of the protected tribes around the world, the Himba in Namibia, the Juntwazi in Botswana, the Lao Sioux in Thailand, and eat foods that I recognize the flavors that in the Lao Sioux village from my neighborhood Thai restaurant in Minnesota, but it's the dish that spawned them. So it's a really precious experience.
All right, so word on the street is that you are going to Super Bowl 50 on Sunday, you lucky duck.
I am.
But you're also going to be involved with Super Bowl 52. Tell me about that.
Well, yeah, in a sense, I've been involved with Super Bowls for a long time from a fundraising standpoint. I'm on the board of Taste of the NFL, a hunger relief organization, and we throw the big Saturday night party, the Party with a Purpose, to raise money for food shelves all around the country in NFL cities. And as a former homeless, drug addict, alcoholic, it's my way of giving back. And at 25 years sober and with a life that's much different now than it was before, I think it's my obligation to keep giving. And, I went to Minnesota 25 years ago and went to treatment there and, fell in love there and got married and started a family. And, I live in Minneapolis. And we are lucky enough to have this incredible new stadium and this great town that's exploding on the national scene. And I was part of the committee that bid to have the Super Bowl come to us. We won, and we're thrilled. And so, one of the other things I'm doing here, amongst many others, I was several colleagues from the host committee, which I'm on, and I'm the chair of the food committee. And so we're learning as much as we can this year and next year as we get ready to host the world. We'll see you in Minneapolis in 2 years. It's going to be very, very exciting. US Bank Stadium, end of January 2018. See you there.
Count me in unless I have to eat some worms or something. All right, maybe I'll try it. Okay, last question.
Yeah.
So we are from Boston,
Yep.
and we are very proud of our
I lived there.
seafood.
My first cooking job was there.
Did you? Where was it?
Harvard Bookstore Cafe on Newberry Street. Yeah, I got up at 5 in the morning, made croissant, worked through breakfast and lunch, and it was my first paying job in the culinary business.
Oh my gosh. All right, so you're familiar with Boston then.
Yeah,
What is your
absolutely.
favorite place to go when you go back?
Oh, geez Louise. I mean, that's like asking me what my, favorite child's toy is. Boston is one of the great food cities in the world. New restaurants, Tiffany Faison's Sweet Cheeks, Townsman, Ken Oringer just reopened Clio, which is wonderful. Where else do I like to go when I eat there? I like the Island Creek Oyster Bar, I like B&G Oyster. All of Barbara's restaurants are great, Number 9 Park and all the rest of that. Oya might be my favorite Japanese restaurant in America. Absolutely superb. Tim and Nancy do a great job. They're Alden and Harlow, superb. Michael Scelfo's place. Toro, Jamie Bissonette and Ken's sort of tapas joint that is absolutely one of my favorites. Where else do I love? Tony Maw's, Craigie on Main is just a remarkable restaurant. Boston is such great food history too, and I've also, some of the outlying burbs have started to get away from being, upper crusty, waspy New England, and have absorbed so many incredible ethnic communities there. So in Newton, there's an incredible Cambodian population now. There's a restaurant there called Khmer that's absolutely out of this world. I love going to Chinatown. There's an old school Cantonese seafood place there called Jumbo Seafood that's remarkable. Yeah, I'm in Boston about once a month. My dad, who just passed away, lived in Portland, Maine for many, many years, so we'd always drive up. Easier to fly into Boston and then drive up the turnpike and go to Maine. And Boston is one of my favorite cities in the world. Santarpio's Pizza.
So good. Wait,
Fantastic.
We go there all the way. I'm actually from Portland, Maine myself.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, Santarpio's. We used to always go there on Route 1 on the way home from the airport.
So here's the great thing. We're filming Bizarre Foods. This is the stories you'll never hear anywhere else but right here. So we're filming Bizarre Foods Boston, and we go to Santarpio's. We're doing a little bit on them grilling the sausage and peppers and the lamb kebabs at the bar. And I step away from the bar to talk to the camera like I am now, and there are all these stools there, and there's like 8 or 9 working guys, and they're having lunch. And I'm starting to do a little stand-up, kind of like I'm doing now, talking to the camera, setting the table, explaining what Santarpio's is. And my producer kind of waves me off like, we got to do it again. And I'm looking at him like, what? That was perfect. I was on a roll. And when it's a good take, it's a good take.
Yeah, you're like, dude, that was a good
was
take.
good.
I'm not doing it again.
And I'm getting waved off, and I walk over to Chris, and I'm like, dude, what's wrong? And he goes, turn around. And I turn around, and there's 5 guys sitting there. Each ass is bigger than the other one. Shirts pulled up, plumber's cracks. I thought at first that's what it was. I'm like, dude, it's Bizarre Foods. A plumber's crack is fine. He looks at me and goes, waistband. And I look in, and every single one of them has a pistol in their pocket.
Oh, no.
All of them looked like well-worn, and they had been used like in the 40s the last time, because all the guys are like 80 years old. It's such an old wise guy bar. It's an old boxing bar, and it is probably the place I visit the most. The character in Santarpio's is just oozing out of the walls.
Oh, yeah.
If you go to Boston, don't go to Santarpio's. You're really, really, really missing out.
All right. Keely, Santarpio's, we're going there when we get home.
Santarpio's.
All right, thanks, Andrew.